Today, we've got one of those stories that starts off sounding like a bunch of behind-the-scenes business stuff, tariffs, trade deals, delays, but actually ends up impacting you directly. Especially if you're trying to pre-order the Nintendo Switch 2. We've got delays in Canada, pre-orders that could go live any day in the US, tariffs that almost messed everything up, countries already selling out of stock, and through all of that, Nintendo's been quietly preparing what looks like one of their most aggressive global rollouts in years. So whether you're planning to pre-order on day one, still unsure about upgrading, or just here for the hype, this one's worth paying attention to. Let's break it down. Alright, so let's start with the situation in Canada, because this kind of kicked off the whole discussion. Pre-orders in Canada were supposed to go live earlier, or at least that was the expectation. But then, surprise, they were delayed, and no clear reason was given up front. But here's what seems to be going on behind the scenes. Nintendo's trying to synchronize pre-orders across North America, meaning Canada and the US pre-orders will likely go live at the same time. Now that might seem minor, but it's actually a smart move. Think about it. If Canadian pre-orders dropped early, US buyers might flood in and snap up stock. And it's not just theoretical. This has happened before with tech drops. Now let's shift gears to something a bit more complex but super important. Tariffs. So here's the deal. A lot of Nintendo's manufacturing supply chain runs through Vietnam. It's become one of their key production hubs, especially post-2020 when companies moved out of China to avoid tariffs and delays. But last week something happened. The US slapped a 46% tariff on imports from Vietnam. Yep, 46%. That's a massive spike, and that would have made it significantly more expensive for Nintendo to import Switch 2 consoles into the US. Just when it looked like this was going to cause major delays or price adjustments, we got a twist. Tariffs were suddenly dropped to 10% for a 90-day period. According to CNBC, the US government issued a temporary hold on the increased tariffs to give countries like Vietnam time to negotiate trade terms. Now, let's connect the dots. With this new 90-day tariff window, Nintendo can ship in bulk to the US without extra cost, avoid delays caused sudden price increases, set up a full-scale pre-order launch any day now. And here's where it gets real for you. This probably explains why pre-orders haven't gone live in the US just yet. Nintendo was likely waiting on this tariff news, and now that it's here, the floodgates could open. Plus, if they're planning for a June launch, which multiple leaks and retail calendars are pointing to, well, we're already in the 6-8 week window where pre-orders need to happen. So what does this mean for Nintendo? It means they now have 3 months to move as many consoles as they can into the US at a much cheaper rate. This temporary drop could have completely shifted Nintendo's rollout strategy overnight. Instead of holding back or adjusting shipments, they now have a green light to start stockpiling consoles in the US, and fast. By launching at the same time across both countries, Nintendo is probably trying to avoid cross-border chaos, especially with how hard it is to secure consoles at launch these days. It also hints that the US pre-orders are very, very close, because Canada is clearly holding out just to match the US timing. So here's what I'd be watching for. Nintendo will likely announce pre-orders within the next few days. It could be a heads-up like, pre-orders go live Friday at 9 a.m. Or they could go the stealth route and just drop it without much warning. Especially to avoid server overloads or mass bot attacks. Because what we've seen globally already? Yeah. This is going to be a scramble. Let's take a quick look at what's already happening in other parts of the world. In the UK, pre-orders for both the standalone Switch 2 and the Mario Kart World Bundle went live on Tuesday and sold out fast. They're going in and out of stock, but for the most part, it's been a wipeout. In Japan, Nintendo's own site was struggling under traffic. People couldn't even complete invite requests. That's how many users were trying to pre-order. Just pure overload. Australia has had some availability, but even that is starting to dwindle as word spreads. So we've already got 3 major territories experiencing crazy demand, and again, Nintendo hasn't even done a full reveal yet. No price, no full specs, no final marketing push. Once that all drops, expect demand to explode even more. Industry analysts are predicting Nintendo could sell 12 to 15 million Switch 2 consoles by the end of this year, if they can supply enough stock. And honestly, that feels pretty realistic. The original Switch sold over 150 million units. That's a massive user base hungry for the next-gen jump. Even a fraction of those players jumping on board at launch will cause huge spikes in demand. The first year of this console is going to be dominated by early adopters, collectors, streamers, content creators, anyone who wants to be part of the next generation right away. So if you're aiming to get one on launch day, get ready to move fast. So let's wrap this all up. Canada's delayed pre-orders, likely to sync with the US launch. Vietnam tariffs, slashed to 10% for 90 days, giving Nintendo the breathing room they needed. US pre-orders could go live literally any moment now. Global demand, already off the charts, and that's before we even see the final trailer. This is going to be one of the most intense pre-order waves we've seen in a while. So do yourself a favor, prep your accounts. Keep Twitter, Reddit, Discord notifications on, maybe even scout out your local GameStop or Best Buy, just in case you need to go old school and line up. And of course, stay locked in right here. I'll be tracking it all and letting you know the second pre-orders go live. Let me know down below. Are you planning to pre-order the Switch 2? Or are you waiting to see the launch lineup first? Maybe holding out for a limited edition model? Either way, drop your thoughts in the comments. I love hearing what you guys are planning for launch day. Don't forget to like if this helped you out, subscribe if you want to stay ahead of the drop, and I'll catch you in the next one. Good luck out there, and may the bots not beat you this time.